Hey guys, welcome to Local Chords. I'm your host, Michael Kampa. Today I'm with the Coxmen. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys are a well-known band around the Hastings area. You play shows almost every weekend. But tell me a little bit about how this band got started.
Well, say Andrew and I, back in about 2011, started doing some hootenanny activities together, got together playing with a bunch of other guys, and kind of sparked our interest in starting a band again. So we started playing some country tunes together, two-piece, and just kind of grew from there. Me and Julio was one of the main bars we started playing at, and Mike was working there at the time, so he would hop up and play a little fiddle with us. So we kind of came together there and continued on. And Brandon we had played with in high school in a punk band back in the day, so reconnected, and here we are.
Cool. So tell me a little bit more about that punk band.
It started as a band called Who Cares?
That's very punk.
You know, like, what's your band name? Who cares? No, really. It's awful. And then we switched it to This Time Around and Old World Lost and, you know, lots of different, Dylan W. it turned into. And, yeah, it was just a lot of different people, big collective, always changing things, and the Coxmen came to be.
Well, headed down south through the land of the pines, thumbing my way out of North Carolina, staring up the road and I pray to God I'd see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping to Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Come on, Michael. It's very cold up in New England. I was born to be a fiddle in an old town string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, North Country winters keep getting me now. Lost money playing poker, so I had to up and leave. But I ain't turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, walking to the south, out of Roanoke. Caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap, Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on before the sun. Hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die brave. Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. this song. I think it was Rosamund. If you've seen the 60 Minutes, then you know who's quite the singer. Imagine finishing, no PMS, did it then. The California Collective simply has a ticket to the man. You need another cold talk hand. You just wanted to hold your hand. You just want to hear the band. Play the gang and feel the pen and dance with apple party friend. Price to pay to be the fan. Who's got the whole sex you forget. So just like that from far. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
So you guys play a lot of covers, but you do it in kind of a non-traditional way, where you'll incorporate elements of other songs, and just your style in general is its own. So tell me about how you guys came up with that idea to mash up songs and play like that.
I think we just got together and, you know, like, we play through a song and it would go really well, and somebody would be like, well, that'd be kind of cool if we added this in. Or it could be, you know, Drew just hanging out, listening to things we've recorded from live shows and be like, this could be interesting. And it just gets thrown together. Like, we all have ideas. We all have ideas on what doesn't work too. And
We all played in a lot of bands for a lot of years, and we were all sick of politics. And we're like, no, the song goes like this. You play it like this. And we're
Yeah.
like, it was meant to be just fun from the get-go. We all just got together and we're like, well, that's how I play it. And it all kind of fell together. It wasn't intentional. It was just kind of like us
good or
hanging out.
bad, deal with it.
Yeah. It's way more fun than any other band that I've ever played in. We just get up there and have a good time, and that's
Yeah, figuring out, like, we actually play out a lot more than we actually get together and, like, you know, harp on, you know, the logistics of a song, or, like, try and get it perfect. Or, I mean, and yeah, that's really cool that people can do that, like, and play a solo. That's really crazy, but we have a lot of fun, and
A lot of that-
shows in the audience too.
I think a lot of the originality comes from playing live. Like, we'll just literally throw something in the mix. We think of a mashup on the spot. We don't need to even tell each other. It
So
just
just
kind of happens.
Pure improv during the
Yeah,
show.
that's a pretty common thing.
Yeah. What?
It's and then the ones that stick and we feel like, you know, resonated with us and with the people watching, then we'll kind of throw that in there and keep it in the mix. So, yeah, there's a few. The first one we did was Sexy Nation Army, and we worked on that with Matt Blackford, who played bass, another hootenanny guy. Did some stuff with him, and that kind of sparked that. But it's been a definite theme. I'd say we probably do mash up at least 6, 7, 8 songs a night when we play a regular show.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. A sexy nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off. I'm taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget.
Him to the beat, walking down the street in my new freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal, that's how they control. Red with a big ass phone, like Bruce Lee, rock out of the
And
phone.
the message coming from my eyes says, leave it alone, keep the spot. This is what I see, okay? Everybody stop and staring at me. I got a passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show. I'm sexy and I know it.
the speedo trying to tan my cheeks.
that ain't what you
That's how I
wanna
roll,
hear,
all my
but
ladies
that's
just
what
slide it
I'll
on.
do.
Head to the bar, baby, don't get nervous. No shoes, no shirt, and we still get service. What?
Walk in the spot. This is what I see, okay? Everybody stop, hands staring at me. I got a passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show.
Wiggle, yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah, yeah. To the wiggle man. To the wiggle man. To the wiggle man. To the wiggle man.
Stains coming from my blood says go back. Walk in the spot.
This is what I see, okay?
Everybody stop and staring at me. I got a passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show it.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Work out. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Oh, I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it.
So you guys have played a ton of shows. I have no idea. What do you think the number is at this point?
Overall, like
Yeah.
since I don't know, I think we did around 75 shows last year. And
Last year alone.
Yeah, and it's probably about on track for the same this year. Before that, maybe the 2 years combined were around 60 or 70. So, probably approaching 200 shows.
Wow.
As a band together.
So out of those 200 shows, what's the craziest live experience you guys have had? With an audience member or something on stage?
TV appropriate.
You can censor it if you need to.
The pool party was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like graduation party and then diving off the pillars into the pool and
Jim Olsen.
breaking my fiddle.
Shout out.
So you dove into a pool and broke the fiddle with you.
Yeah, I meant to set it down. That was what I was going for. But what actually happened was a little bit more violent.
We were playing right pool side, so the stage was literally you could jump right off it into the water. So that was a crazy night.
That was a memorable one for me.
Probably memorable for the audience, too.
No, no one was watching.
All right.
We've had
So-
some wild times with Kooky Uncle Tony too, Joe Pettit and those guys, Bert Casperson. Of course the Hootenanny stuff that gets wild. But
So yeah, I mean, I think the Hootenanny's been one of the most prominent music-related things in Hastings the last few years, and I think it's really shown how many musicians there are here. And I'm curious how you guys have seen the scene change since you were in high school and the years that you've been playing.
The cog.
Yeah, these guys did punk, and I grew my hair really long, and I played metal for a while, and it's been fun to go back to my roots. But one of the coolest things about Hastings for me is you go up to the Minneapolis and you're playing all these battle of the bands, whether you're doing punk or metal or whatever, and all the people are like, oh, hey, guys, nice to meet you, and everybody's nice to your face, and then they go around the corner and they're like, those guys just suck, and it's just super competitive, and nobody's really friends. But in Hastings here, we all get together and we jam and just play music, and that's what it's about, and there's no egos, and we're like, we just want to jam and make some tunes, and everybody comes out and gets excited, and it's something you don't find anywhere else. It's pretty awesome.
I'd agree. Like back when we were in high school, it felt much more competitive in general. Even guys that we, would play around with back then and play a show here or there, and someone takes your China cymbal, etc. But I'll take that back, Nate, someday. But yeah, some of those guys are still playing. I know Garrett from Croy Creek Falls. He played in a band named Scars back when we did, the high school talent shows here in town, stuff like that. So we got to know a lot of folks that are still in town and making music. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest change.
Cool.
Maybe that's us getting older too, but it does seem different than when we were younger.
Yeah.
A lot different.
Well, it was all that I could do to keep from crying. Well, sometimes it seems so useless to remain. Well, you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name. Well, you don't have to call me Waylon Jennings, and you don't have to call me Charlie Pride, and you don't have to call me Merle Haggard anymore, even though you're on my fighting side. So I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even called me by my name. Well, I've heard my name a few times in your phone books, and I've seen it on signs where I've played. But the only time I know I'll hear David Allen Coe is when Jesus has his final judgment day. So I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even called me by my name. Well, here's the thing. This guy named Steve Goodman wrote that song, and he thought it was the perfect country and western song. So he sent it off to his best friend, David Allen Coe. I don't know if that's true, but he sent it off and said, David, I wrote the perfect country and western song. What do you think? David said, you have not written the perfect country and western song because you haven't said nothing about mama, trains, prison. Trucks are getting drunk. So he wrote another verse, sent it back to David Allan Coe. David said, "You wrote the perfect country and western song." That third verse goes something like this. I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison. And I went and I picked her up in the rain. But before I could get to the station in my pickup truck, she got run over by a damn no train. So I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I never minded standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even called me. Well, I wonder why you don't call me. Why don't you ever call me by my name?
So when you guys are putting your set list together, how do you go about arranging that? Is it different every time, or do you have something you regularly do?
We have kind of sections of songs that we do. There's maybe 3 or 4 that kind of flow together. Ones that work well going right into this song from that song. So kind of depends on the night where we're playing, what the audience is looking for. You know, a wedding's going to be a lot different than the bar or Rock the Church or wherever else. But we try and keep a good mix. Usually we start off a little bit more mellow, a little more country bluegrass, and work our way up into some of the heavier stuff by the last set. So that's the general kind of flow of a night. But
It's definitely always different.
yeah, I'd say it's like we played 3 St. Patty's Day shows in a row, and so one entire set for each of those shows, I made sure was completely different from each of the rest.
Like not even any song crossovers?
Not a single song.
Wow.
So like, I mean, our regular stuff, you know, we'd have 2 sets that were pretty similar, and then one of completely something different. Because yeah, we've got a lot of different songs we've played, even if we haven't played them regularly. Just stuff we can throw out there.
Even if
for
we don't know
energy.
endings to them, you know.
That's half the fun of the playing in the bars. We're like, well,
Who's gonna end this?
yeah, here's our set list, and then 3/4 of the way through the night, we're like, well, we skipped that one, and these people keep asking for this song, and that person wants that's my favorite song. Play it for my best friend. And
Yeah, we've learned songs that we've held on to, like the night of, because somebody said, "Hey, you know, Keep Your Hands to Yourself" by Georgia Satellite. Like, come on, do that song. And after like 10 minutes of like, maybe, finally did it, and it just stuck. It's like, yeah, that's a really cool, fun song to play. So, just
there
kept
any
that in there.
Are there any consistent requests?
Sweet Home Alabama.
Really?
Well, yeah.
till we started
Yeah, now
started
we
playing
play
it.
but-
No, but
No, we gave
then
in.
Joe Pettit says no more. He says I want quality control on this song.
Sweet Home Alabama falls under the
Yeah.
quality control.
No, there's got to be another song like Eric Church all the time. Everybody wants Eric Church.
Play some Zach Brown band.
Yeah.
You look like Zach Brown. Aren't you guys a Zach Brown band?
There's probably
Rage Against the Machine has been requested a lot lately.
lately. Over the past few years, I'd say the most requested is probably like Wagon Wheel, because sometimes we have to play that twice. Devil Went Down to Georgia. Sometimes we got to play that twice because we played it earlier, and you know a whole huge group is in there. You got to play this, and they know we play it.
Yeah.
And we're like, we played it already. We'll do it again. Well, all right, it happens. Yeah, those two are pretty. Uptown Funk, that's happened on that a few times too. But
Hotline Bling. Everybody wants to hear Brandon sing.
Yeah. Doesn't happen very much.
Well, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was looking to make a deal. When he came across this young man sitting on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I bet you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul that says I'm better than you. The boys.
My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're gonna crack some best it's ever been.
Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul. Well, the devil opened up his case. He said, I'll start this show. And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosin up his bow. And he pulled the bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. And a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good,
old son, but sit down in that chair right there, let me show you how it's done.
He played fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in a red pan, picking that dough. Credit is God by no child, no. Well, the devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said,
Hey, devil, just come on back if you don't want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a hot best I've ever been.
He played fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun.